Story time. While I'm doing these dishes to make it a little bit more tolerable, I told Monique I would do a couple of house chores so I didn't have to work. Alright, so some context would be, I caught one of my cases 2016. I caught the other case 2017. When I went to prison, they indicted me, brought me back for the second, gave me more time, 6 years, 9 months total. But during this 2016 era, me and Monique lived together, but we separated. She had a boyfriend. His initial was D. Actually, I'm gonna clarify that. It was someone who lived in Northend Falls at one point, and I think it was like the Atlanta they moved to at this time. At that time, they met, and when he and her broke up, they met online, they got to talking, whatever. Now, I had a couple females that I would like stay on their couch and spend time with them. It was 3, actually. One was L from the Warren Heights, which is just a little government housing over here we used to actually live in. Another was K from Northend Falls Projects, and another was A, who at the time was living with her twin sister in Niles. She got her own shit now. Now I'm using initials for the anonymity, mostly for the 3 females. There's guys that'll be in this story, but I guess at this point I'm just gonna do that for this one. I was hanging out with P from Niles, somebody with face tat, blasted face tat, y'all might know. We were getting kind of close at that time, and we were hanging out at L's in the Heights. We would have these little parties. Like I said, they all knew about each other, but I would rotate those people. They were like my girlfriend for the weekend. Kind of fucked up, but that's what I had going on. While I'm over there, he calls me, or he goes, "Hey, you got those V's at your dad's, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "My friend A's about to pick you up, run you over there." I said, "All right." He's like, "Just throw her a few." So I go outside, and there's like a block party going on, plus our party. Got like 20 people in this little apartment. I hop in with this girl. I grabbed her. On the way back, we're talking. I text him. I said, "What's up with this chick?" He's like, "She's just my friend." So I kind of pussy out at this time, but when I get in towards the apartment, she still ain't drove off. I turn around, walk back up to the car. I said, "Hey, I wasn't gonna do this. I decided I wanted to ask you for your number." She's like, "Yeah, I was wondering if you were gonna." So that was cool. I head back in. Now there's someone else, a guy, where his name starts with an A. Black dude that was over there. He was dating the other A that lived there's best friend. So he looked at her, L, okay? So he was dating her best friend. He looked at her like a sister. Well, as this is all going on, he hears me on the phone calling the girl saying, "Here's my number. Now you got my number." He thought he was doing the right thing because he thought I was dating her. So he tells her, "Hey, he just got that girl's number." And I had drank a few locos. I know you guys remember those. And I was not in a good mood after that. I was fine. I was in a good mood. But I also popped like 2 of those V's, and the locos were kicking in. So I got mad and told him that he should have minded his own business. He said, "No, you shouldn't do my sister like that." She steps in and says, "We're not even dating. He can ask whoever for their number." But at this point, I've already flipped out and called him outside. So we go outside. The whole party's like, "Ooh," being all childish. When we get out there, this random white dude, I think his name started with a B. He kind of stepped up while all these younger black kids I didn't know stepped up. Now, P, who I was hanging out with and would have had my back, he left for a minute. After I left, came back, he left. Worst timing. As this is going on, he calls me for the 1v1. I said, "Yeah, absolutely." I popped top because I actually called them outside. But at this point, I'm like, "Y'all ain't going to jump me." He's like, "No." But the white dude steps up, so I popped him. Now, mind you, this is all on camera. Actually, somebody posted this to World Star. And I think they said it was something like "white boy jumped in the hood." I can't remember. But this was before it was like people going viral for social media. It wasn't as easy. But someone told me they found it and it got a lot of views. I couldn't find it since I've been home from prison. But so I swing on dude, boom. You hear this loud slap sound on the camera. He stumbles back. But immediately while me and him get to fighting, the other dudes all jumped in. So they J me out, right? So during this process, you know, I pull out Tupac. As I'm at the bottom of this pile getting jumped, I got I got a knife on my hip and a knife in my pocket. I pull them both out. Someone jumps up and says that I had them or whatever, you know. So they all kind of back up. On the camera, you see me walking towards them. I'm all fucked up. I had a mild concussion. They said, I'm saying on camera, where's everybody going? And they're all just backing up like ghost town, right? But this black girl's filming it going, he got a knife. He got 2 knives. Well, during this process, now I go back in the house. I'm all fucked up though. I got lumped up. The girl that I was there with, Elle, she starts helping me, running a bathwater saying, don't go to sleep. Everybody left the party. Now, while this is going on, she's helping me and shit. I end up going, I start dozing off. That's when P shows up, and he is flipping the fuck out. I gotta leave certain details out. He goes outside, says and does something, and then a whole bunch of, and from that point forward, it's just crickets outside, right? Nobody wants to be out there. And he's out there screaming and yelling and on some other shit saying, who just did this to my homie? And he got the whole block's attention. Okay, we'll put it that way. So I end up finally falling asleep and shit. He comes in, him and her kind of sit there and talk all night. I think he had a girl with him. When I wake up, me and him go outside. Everybody's outside, and I'm the one who just got Jay, and everybody's like whispering but watching me walk around, and I don't care because I just didn't care, you know. But it felt good. A couple people nodded their head at me and said, yo, that was fucked up. You know, random black dudes, white dudes, everybody I didn't even know. Even though I lived there, by this time, new people moved in. So fast forward that day, the girl got a hold of me and said, hey, you want to come to my sister's, hang out? I said, yeah. She's like, I want to take care of you. I've seen what happened. This is crazy, but that's how I became friends with her. Then me and her ended up relapsing together and making some really bad choices. But we were friends. We hung out for a couple months. But by this time, I started missing my kids because I would hang out with her and her kids. And it made me miss my family. So I ended up getting back with Monique and being there with my family, like right before I went to prison. Well, I wouldn't even call it being back together, but spending a lot of time. We'll put it that way. So if you didn't know, but now you do. When I went to prison, me and Monique were officially not together. About a month into me being back in prison is when she hit me up crying saying, I can't believe you just got sentenced to prison. I wish we could take back time and change some things. She's like, do you want to fix things for our family? I said, yeah. So at the very beginning of my time, she decided that knowing, now also at that time I had 18 months. She knew I was going to be gone for at least 18 months, not 7 years. But I respected the fact that she wanted to be together when I just left for prison. And she held me down. But yeah, that's the story of when I got jumped in the Heights. I did the best that I could. I ain't beefing with none of those people no more to this day. Shout out to P for trying to help me and to the people in this story. It was wild. It was definitely a learning experience, and I was all messed up on those V's, and I definitely wish I wouldn't have took off on somebody while my backup wasn't there, and I'm already in slow motion, you know what I'm saying? I might be able to find that video, the original, on my Google Gmail, but it wouldn't be like I could post it to TikTok anyways, because you see me swinging on somebody hard as shit. And he ended up telling somebody the other day that 3 days later he could still feel his jaw hurting. But you also would see me getting my head kicked in for about 10-15 seconds straight. So I don't think I could post that to here anyway, right? So that's the first time I've ever told that story. And it kind of explains like why things are the way they are. Me and Monique's been through a lot, and we've transitioned to a lot, you know, learned different shit. And I'll drop some more stories here in a second. I just wanted to tell that one. Stay safe, stay blessed.